All right, so building on the evolution of the human body and how that's kind of come in fits and starts, I'm going to talk about some of the anomalies, let's say, in the cultural aspects of human evolution. So the generally accepted timelines for things, given there's lots of debate and things change all the time with new discoveries. But art is like coming up around 75,000 years ago, villages 14,000 years ago, cities and math 5,000-ish years ago, and science 2,600 years ago. And the general accepted order of events is that agriculture comes first, then settlements, then religion, then architecture, which requires math. So that's sort of what everyone's agreed upon, more or less. Obviously, lots of lively debate there. But then there's a bunch of these things that just throw a giant wrench into not only the timelines, like when the things happened, but I think almost more importantly, the order of events. So Göbekli Tepe is a megalithic temple. It's in Turkey. It's got a ton of pillars. Long story short, it's incredibly precise geometrically. It's 12,000 years old, which we shouldn't have been able to do, right? Because remember, like, cities, therefore math, therefore these complicated, precise geometric constructed things. It's like 5,000 years ago. So 12,000 years ago is quite a bit before that. So Göbekli Tepe is before the invention of agriculture or metal tools. It does require advanced geometry, logistics, and a massive organized labor force. So that's one thing that throws a wrench into things. Then there's also these, there's Pinnacle Point Caves. This is in Africa somewhere. I should have been more specific on that. But there was a multi-step technological process that they were using to produce tools and things. So this pushed back that behavior by 164,000 years, that one cave. Then there was a Blombos cave, which pushed the making of art back 100,000 years. And then the Lomekwi tools, which again, Africa, Kenya specifically. This one's crazy. These tools push back the concept of tool making by 700,000 years, like almost a million years. Also pushed back to a completely different species. Before those tools were discovered and dated, it was generally accepted that tool making was like a Homo thing, like a Homo sapiens, Homo habilis, Homo whatever. But these tools would have been like Australopithecus time. When you come over to North America, when I was getting my degree, it was the Clovis people was the big thing, the big disruptors, because before the Clovis arrowhead things were found, the generally accepted timeline was that around 8,000 years ago-ish, there would have been an ice-free corridor, and that people came over to North America by walking across the ice, over like Alaska over to North America, and then sort of populating down through the Americas from the top down. The Clovis thing pushed that back at least to 12 to 15,000 years ago, which means the ice-free corridor theory sort of doesn't quite line up. And now there's, just in 2019, there's some human footprints, 60 human footprints. They were found in lake sediment at White Sands National Park in the U.S. And those footprints and the sand that they're located in, or the sediment, sorry, is 22,000 years old. So they would have had to come over and then get all the way down to the US 22,000 years ago minimum. So that throws a giant wrench into things. In 2019, there was some cave art found in Indonesia that pushed back art to like 45,000 years ago. And I think before that it was like 10 or 15 or something. Long story short, each of these revisions always pushes the timeline back, not forward. Things were always done earlier than we think. So as long as we've been learning about ourselves, we've underestimated how early we've done certain things. So there's a lot of anomalies. There's a lot of unexplained things. And there's not a lot of like hard facts other than dates, right? Like I've said in the last video, most of the science, quote unquote science of anthropology has to do, you know, with dating and bones and changes in bones and dental stuff or whatever, right? But when it comes to the cultural things, those are, again, just our best guesses. Those are models that we are creating based on the evidence that we have. And we keep finding new evidence and it keeps destroying our accepted stories about what happened, when, and in what order. So that's sort of always been the case. But I think there's even some more artifacts that have been found recently that completely throw everything out, like completely blow up any and all of our current theories about where we came from. Yeah, next one we're going to talk about out of place artifacts, which is very cool.